Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 21 with our Detroit Tigers. And of course, last time when we left off, we were in the middle of the 2023-2024 offseason, and we had just began the free agency period, which is where we are going to pick right up in this episode. So, of course, we offered Raul Rosales a contract, a pretty decent relief pitcher, it looks like, and that is really our main need, I think, at this point. I mean, we have Montoya and we have Manning solidifying our bullpen, and Manning's stamina rating has gone down to a 30, so I'd say it's pretty safe to say that he's a bullpen arm from now on, which is really sad to see. But of course, his career did get derailed by those arm injuries he suffered very early in it when he was coming up. So he is a bullpen arm through and through now, and isn't even really an option to be used as a starter. So that is quite unfortunate, but it is just the reality that we're in right now. So so the main things on my list to take care of is getting another lefty in the bullpen, preferably, of course, a good lefty in the bullpen. Probably getting rid of Hoskins in some way, although I'm not sure that's going to be too important because we might just DFA him. Or, so I mean, we could still look just to see what's around. Possibly moving Reyes, either one, honestly, Franmil Reyes or Victor Reyes. Either one we probably will try to move, maybe even both of them. This year, probably much more likely Franmil Reyes, though, because Victor Reyes is kind of useful as because we do need like a guy who can sub at center and right, because of course we do have Paredes, who is very capable of playing left and then pretty much any other spot in the infield. And Hoskins, we don't need him because Dahlback is going to be getting the at-bats at first base against lefties when Jordan Walker comes up, and he will be seeing at-bats. Of course, he's let's actually go ahead and stop him to... Actually, no, I think we will keep forcing them to use him at shortstop, because if he can play some shortstop in his young career while he's still pretty athletic, and before he fills out and his shortstop rating goes down, so I think we might try to play him there a bit. And of course, that would be very good for us with his bat, because he's a very good bat, which is his kind of calling card so far. But so we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to sim probably a little bit more forward, and actually no, let's go ahead and look at lefties right now. Lefty relievers right now. Reliever, lefty. That is not okay. That's not gonna work. But so Jimenez, obviously, I'd like to have him back. I just don't know if it's gonna be reality with how much he is demanding. So it's gonna be more of a wait and see kind of thing on that. And then the first lefty we've come upon is Drew Pomeranz, of course, who's a kind of a reliever at this point in his career, and it looks like he has been pretty good the past few seasons in that reliever role. He's 35 at this point. He's striking out guys, ERA plus well above 100. I mean, he's been a useful guy. He wants about $4 million, but I'm not quite sure if I'm comfortable giving him that. But if there aren't any other options, very many other good options, that just might be what we roll with. Jorge Benitez looks like he could be decent. Again, we could probably find something of use in the Rule 5 draft for lefties, so they could be lefty depth, because of course, even with this other lefty to give us our second lefty in the bullpen, an injury could quickly kind of derail anything we're trying to do. Patrick Dayton might be interesting as a side armor. Sean Doolittle is down here, although he's coming off some very bad seasons, so I'm not quite sure if I want him right now. Chafin, he also has not been fantastic. Let's see, go into kind of his advanced stats. I mean, his ERA plus was good. He only made 19 appearances last year for Boston. I mean, he was good. In 2022, he was very bad. His ground ball percent really hasn't been that high in this game, so that makes me believe that he's kind of ineffective in kind of that role. And his numbers, I mean, his ratings are kind of weird for a ground ball guy. Also, honestly, no, we're gonna go ahead and take Patrick Dayton because his ground ball rating is very good right now. We're gonna give a fully guaranteed major league contract, and we'll do that. I mean, the Dodgers are already offering him, but I want this guy. I think his ratings are really interesting as a lefty, and his ground ball percent's really high. Okay, Grant Dayton, another Dayton there. I think we might go forward a little bit now, and just kind of wait and see on our relievers. So I'll check back in with you guys when there's kind of some movement on the guys we've offered. Okay, so now we're kind of in the middle of December here, and we finally have a little bit of movement. Raul Rosales has signed on, so we're going to go ahead and add him to our bullpen. Sim an extra day here, and he's slotted in there, and he's only 3 stars. So yeah, we're adding him to the bullpen. $4 million might be a little high for maybe how he's rated in this game, but of course he can go up. Of course, so still expecting good things out of him. And now I'm gonna go back to free agency, looking. Yeah, I mean, Jimenez's price is coming down, which that's good to see. Maybe if we could get him to do 9, I'd be interested, and he is interested in doing 9 for about 5 seasons, so not that should be good. I'm pretty pleased with yeah, no, I'd be fine if we could offer him below 10 for a few years. A kind of depth guy they're bringing here, depth starter, signed on from Taiwan. So now just kind of simming ahead here. We're almost at the Rule 5 draft, which is of course the next kind of big step in this offseason. While Gleyber Torres hit 70 home runs in this season, Cody Bellinger hit 69. Well, that's crazy. Okay, so we're at the Rule 5 draft, so we're gonna go ahead and make sure we don't have anyone anyone claimed that we don't want to have claimed. Erie and Toledo are AA and AAA teams. Not really too much here. Darwin Zambrano, we'll let him stay on, and then Mario Benjamin Garnett, I think we'll also let him. I don't feel like those guys are worth adding to the 40-man at this point. Toledo now. Okay, Wynn, we're definitely going to put on the 40-man. Yeah, we have a few guys here. Michael O. We're going to leave him off. We have this guy who I've not heard of before. He's kind of interesting, but he's a 2020 pick. And then real quick, I'm just gonna go ahead and add Walker and Rocker to the 40-man because Walker is on the 40-man. Did he make his debut last year? I don't remember. No, he didn't. But yeah, I just want to double make sure that these guys are on the 40-man. Or Rocker. Oh no, they're probably not. The 40-man is just full. But we'll clear some space. We'll send down, we'll do that, and then we'll DFA Hoskins because we don't need him, and then we'll once he his waivers end, then we'll once his waivers end, we'll go ahead and try to trade him. And if not, we'll just release him. So not too concerned about that. But yeah, so now we're gonna actually get into the Rule 5 draft where we're picking 25th. So hopefully we can find something interesting in the Rule 5. Preferably a reliever would be nice. I'm gonna do that. Sort by potential here first. Not too much here. It looks like Garcia looks like a decent reliever, ground ball reliever. Yeah, I mean mostly just relievers here at the top of the Rule 5 here. I'm sorting by potential at least. Jorge Guzman. Fly ball guy, throws hard. Don't think we'll be picking him up. Jack Neely, this guy has a monster curve, 80 grade curveball. That's kind of interesting trait that he has, just a really good curveball. Tyler Owens could be a starter, I guess, but honestly, these guys are not. I'm not too impressed. Sandy Alcantara. Another no from him. I mean, there's a scout suggest anyone? No. Yanni Chirinos is available. We really don't need any more righty relievers though. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's not really much that's interesting here. Yeah, I mean, ain't not really anything interesting at all. I mean, maybe Malone. But I mean he's kind of interesting, but at this point, I mean, I think we're on OOTP there. Let's see if anything differs with our scout even a little bit, and the answer to that is not really. I mean, there's just not much at all. At least not anyone who we could afford to have on our roster the entire season. So we're just gonna go ahead and complete the Rule 5 there. So unfortunately, yeah, nothing really doing there. No fines like Paolini, and yeah, no one would really take in, especially no one of note. Yeah, I mean, 2 guys got taken the entire time. So we're just gonna keep swimming ahead, and I'll let you know kind of when the next thing of note happens, which would probably be just the status of Jimenez and if he signs back on or not. And okay, so Jimenez didn't sign on yet, so it looks like actually what we do with Hoskins is going to be the next thing that kind of pops up on our radar. And of course, we just have no need for him now that Walker is going to be coming up and this year, and so Dalbec will most likely be slotting over to first, at least for some at-bats, because of course we want to give Walker the most opportunity to do something at third to get a lot of at-bats and stuff. So we won't really want to be playing him. Woodruff, no. I mean, we're probably going to be, if anything, we'll swap him for a veteran starter here if we swap him for major league talent. And Ji-Man Choi, yeah, no, not really interested in bringing him in. I mean, the thing is, kind of with Hoskins' like contract right now, I mean, he's not really making anything. The Phillies are pretty much eating all of the money that he is due. So I'm kind of shocked that we're not really getting anything for him, to be honest. Because I mean, even if we're eating some money, I mean, we're not really getting. I mean, I don't know how we would get any better offers when eating money barely even makes a difference in salary. Because I mean, I'm sure a team would be fine with eating like another million or something. I mean, we're getting a lot more offers here. Maybe we could maybe we could get a like decent lefty reliever this way. I mean, there's some 2.5 star, 3-star guys that are being thrown up right here in the offers. I mean, if one of them is a lefty, I would definitely take one of those. Pittsburgh has some starters here that could be interesting. No, I mean, this guy's a lefty. Kind of a starter, but he could maybe be more interesting in a bullpen role. I mean, he's got pretty much got a fastball slider change combo, and the other pitches that he have aren't very good. Nebraska's here. Probably no from him too. Ooh. Oh, well, this is very interesting. I mean, I'm not quite sure why they would be offering that guy up. I mean, I guess he wasn't very good, but I mean, he's a reliever. He could be a starter. And he's a lefty. I mean, we just have to do this deal. I'm not quite sure why he got offered up in this, but I mean, he did. And I'm going to take this, no doubt. And they can afford that. Still can afford that. See if we can get them to eat a little bit of money on him. And I think, yeah, 20 is where it maxes out, but we'll just do 0 and complete that deal. So that's an absolute steal. I don't know why. I mean, I guess they have a need at first base, which is why they are doing that deal. Quick check. I don't know why. I mean, I know they have okay, well, they have Evan White, and he's a very good defensive first baseman. Yeah, and they have Hosmer on their team too, who just cannot do anything at this point in his career. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess they're taking this deal. I mean, good for us. That guy who we got, I mean, he wasn't too good in the majors for them last year, but of course he's a piece that we would love to have. Yeah, so more home or whatever, I don't know how to, not his name, but it doesn't even matter, we got him. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys here. Carlton, yeah, we'll DFA him, why not? Does not really matter. Then I want to see how our pitching kind of slots up with him in it. Schreiber, off waivers. Don't care about that too much. Now let's see how this kind of chalks up. I kind of want to see if it chalks him up the rotation. No, it puts him in long relief. So I mean, yeah, after I think we're just now gonna send him to Hall of Fame voting. I mean, we're pretty much waiting on Jimenez at this point. We're not really planning on making moves. I mean, the biggest part was just bringing back a lot of the core guys from last year. And I'm gonna guess that this is Dayton. And Carlton was claimed. I don't care about that, and we don't have any 40-man spots left. And we should probably open up another one just in case Jimenez signs on. Oops. Okay. Well, we probably should get rid of one of these catchers on our team, and I think well, at least not get rid of them, just take them off of waivers. And I think we'll just do Herrera because he's the clubhouse cancer of last season. Viedo, don't think I quite want to take him off. So we'll wait until Jimenez actually signs, and then we'll to make our next move, our next 40-man move. So we'll just keep going ahead. And we'll see how he slots in. And Jimenez signed on, so literally the next day we'll have to fix this. So Jimenez, we bring our big bullpen arm back, pairing him again with Montoya in the back of the bullpen. And we of course need our 40-man spot, which is just going to have to be Faedo at this point. Because, I mean, we have a lot of much younger guys now that I'd rather have up instead of him as kind of like depth. So, we're just going to go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, so Jimenez is back. He's going to slot up in one of the setup roles, I assume. Yeah, and Herrera got clean, but I don't care too much about that. So, I mean, now looking back at our pitching, I mean, we're pretty complete at this point. I think our pitching's a lot better than last year. I mean, we're going to have Rockers slotting in, and having Mize back for a playoff series would be absolutely massive. So, I mean, I'd be pretty comfortable with that 4-man, especially with how Minor performed last year and how he performed in the playoffs last year. And, yeah, I mean, we have our lefty. We have now more lefties, more lefty depth, especially because, I mean, Milner and Morhone are going to be probably on the majors for us. And then Dayton and Skiball can be depth. Skiball, of course, can also start. Morhone can also probably start, I suppose. I mean, plenty of pitching depth now on this team. And, I mean, we have Rocker. We have, in the minors, we have a bunch of guys in the minors for depth. And now here looking at kind of our lineup, I don't think there's going to be too much. I mean, I think this is pretty set in stone. I mean, all these guys have pretty much been paid for the season. We have, I mean, they're pretty much all still under team control for a while. So, I mean, all of our bats are pretty much all young guys that have come up through this organization or that we've gotten through the Rule 5 draft, pretty much except JD Martinez, who's really the only veteran now on this team. But I mean, of course the new catcher duo we have is new, but everyone else pretty much has been here for a little bit. Maybe the only thing, I can't even really think of any moves that we would make now. Maybe in the middle infield if there's anything that's like really interesting, but I honestly don't think that there really is. I mean, Andujar is here, but I mean, the last thing we need is another corner guy, and he doesn't get on base at all. So, and maybe even like veteran guys, we don't really need more infield depth. I mean, Ahmed's good up the middle in the field, but I mean, because even the amount of guys we have on the Major League roster now, I mean, some of them are going to need to be down. Like Almeida I doubt he's going to be in the majors the start of the season. So, I mean, we have depth with him. So, I honestly think our team is pretty set for this season. That we won't really be making any more moves. So, I think that's probably going to be it for the moves we make. Now we're just going to be shoring up, finishing the rest of the offseason. Okay, so today we are actually at the Hall of Fame voting results, so we're going to go over this real quick. And 3 guys actually have made it into the Hall of Fame this year. I believe no one made it in last year. So this is cool to see. So Sheffield goes in, and he goes in as a Dodger, which is pretty interesting because, of course, he played for a bunch of teams over the course of his career. So it's pretty cool to see that he chose a team to go in, what I actually find pretty interesting. Or Ramirez, he goes in as a Red Sox, which is interesting. Ramirez, I'm pretty sure he had a big jump, actually. Actually, I can check what his jump was. And yeah, he was in the 60s last time. I think Sheffield actually probably had a bigger jump, and this was his last year of eligibility. No, he was in the 60s too, but before that, he had made a big jump to the 60s. And then Adrian Beltre, who is going in as a Texas Ranger. Yeah, he is going into the Hall of Fame as well. And then a bunch of guys here. Beltran's close. Mauer's got Mauer had a decent showing in his first year on the ballot. These 2 guys will definitely get in. Bartolo Colon gets 25% in his first year. That's kind of interesting. And then a bunch of new first-year guys. So a lot of turnover in the Hall of Fame ballot coming up the next few years. As a lot of guys are going to be getting on the ballot. So that is going to be something interesting to watch for in this series. Yeah, I mean, Beltran and Mao are probably the only locks at this point of all of these guys to get in. Although, of course, with a bunch of new people on the ballot, this is going to be interesting to see how that kind of shakes out. So now we're going to just go ahead and sim further into the offseason until we most likely get to the regular season. Okay, so now we are here a day or two before opening day, and we're going to make our final cuts to trim our roster down to 26. And it is very worthy of note here that we're coming to the start of the season rather banged up. So Kamar Rocker, he went down for a little bit with an injury, and he is only out for 4 more days, but he's on the 60-day DL because I thought that it said 2 to 3 months instead of weeks, so that's kind of a big oops on my part. So yeah, we're not gonna have him for the beginning of the season, basically just because I messed up. So there's that, and I can't change it because I'm in challenge mode. So that really sucks, and I cannot believe I messed that one up. And speaking of being out for months, Ronnie Garcia is still out, of course, but we know that with his arm injury. Matt Manning went down for about a week or two, but he's going to be back now, and he should be ready for the beginning of the year. Paolini went down, and he's down for 3 more weeks, and Daz Cameron is down, and he is down for about 2 more weeks. So some pretty big injuries there to guys who we are relying on to play key parts on our team this year. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into our cuts to cut the roster down to 26. Okay, Kiner Falefa is the 3rd catcher against righties right now for some reason. Rogers is down. So I believe we should have 14 players with yeah, how it all shakes out with Wentz is also on the team. Walker, yeah, I tried to develop his shortstop rating over spring training, but it just didn't work out. I mean, he is fast, but he just doesn't have the infield range to play shortstop, so he's going to be a 3rd baseman for us because I don't think he can really play the outfield. His outfield range just isn't good enough, but I mean, he'll be a fine 3rd baseman for us. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'6", so shortstop was probably a little out of the question anyway. Almeas, we'll be sending him down as Perez will at least start the season starting shortstop. So yeah, and that's pretty much trimmed down there. So now we're going to go over to pitching and trim that down. Curtis is going down. Feltman is going down. Yikes, he's out of options, so actually we'll probably try to keep him around then. Wynn's going down. Swanson's going down. Jordan Walker, I thought I sent him down. I guess I didn't. Because I definitely don't want him to start the season in the majors because he didn't even play a full season in AA last year. So honestly, we might call Almeida. Yeah, no, we will call Almeida back up because we're gonna need him to be playing utility infield role with because Paredes is starting in left field because of all the outfield injuries we've had. So we'll need him, and then that also leaves Parker Meadows in the majors. So he'll get an extended run. I don't know what this FO is next to his name, which is weird. Yeah, I've never seen that before. So that is kind of weird there. Yeah, Swanson, you're going down. Okay, he's out of options. What about Houston and Hess? Houston has options. I wonder if Hess does as well. He does. Yeah, those guys are going down. Scabal, do you have options? Because you're definitely going down. Yep. So that's down to 26 right there. Alvarez, I actually want Hess in the major leagues because of how good he's been for us. So yeah, Hess right back up. And yeah, so he's up. So now we're back at 26. And so I think this is probably going to be what we're rolling like. Just some ahead of day. Just to see. Brenton White's our 5th starter. So now we're actually at opening day. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the top 100 prospects. And we have number 1 and 2. And we have Walker at number 8. So we have 3 guys in the top 100 prospects, 2 at 1 and 2, and somehow we don't have the 3rd. We don't have the first best system. But yeah, Joey Camarada, because we stole him with a late 1st round pick last year, and yeah, I mean, this guy looks like a stud. I couldn't believe when we got him last year, and he's already 23. Of course, coming out of college. He was the guy coming out of college. I mean, he had a monster year last year. In his first professional season, out of Washington State. Rocker, of course, we know his situation on the DL, strained back injury, so yeah, he's going to be down for quite a bit. Of course, Jordan Walker, we know the deal with him. He is our definitely our best prospect in the infield, and actually his shortstop rating is kind of moving up now, so actually I think we are going to force him to start at short at AAA, at least for now, because I don't even think they have anyone who's can play a good I mean, oh yeah, that's right, we do have a bunch of guys who have like high fielding, but I mean, that dude can play third fine, and I don't really care about the development of a lot of the infielders in that league. Ooh, Perez is coming along nicely. 4-star potential now for him. Yeah, it looks like his bat's developing. Yeah, he's looking pretty good as well. Yeah, so we're going to have Walker play some short. See if he can develop enough and get into playing some shortstop for us, because that would be massive. If he could play some short for us, I mean, that would honestly be a huge game changer. And yeah, Paredes starting in left. So he's going to get a long run at left, kind of just like he did in his rookie year, where we kind of just forced him into playing left. And I think that's all we've got for this episode. So we finished up the offseason, got into the very beginning of the regular season, and kind of previewing how our team is lining up in there. And things look pretty good as we have a stacked farm, and at least a stacked farm at the top. And we already have a great team, and those guys who are at the top of our farm system are looking to make an impact soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.